So today we're rebuilding the Phillies following their World Series defeat. And I already know some of you are going to be like, well, they were just in the World Series. They don't need a rebuild. Well, they lost, so they need a little bit of help. And like I said, a little bit of help because this offensive lineup is fantastic. I think it's really strong. I think that you could just add maybe a little bit of depth to help off the bench. But honestly, it's pretty promising. The issue I have is pitching, and they fail to address it year in and year out. I think the bullpen is severely lacking, and I think the rotation outside of Nola and Wheeler is kind of below average. Yes, Ranger Suarez was pretty solid this year, but again, that's still leaving 2 open spots in the rotation. That's a lot. So that's where I come in. I'm going to boost this team up even more, and we're going to win a World Series. So let's rebuild the Phillies. All right, so off season, this is going to be the tough part. Do I want to pay Thor? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe we try to upgrade it a little bit, and I just don't know if we're going to be able to afford it. That's another issue. Money is going to be a big problem. Gibson, no thank you. Knable, how much does he want for a season? About 7 mil. I'll entertain the offer. 7.5. How about that? Brad Hand as a lefty, maybe, but I don't know if I'll bring him back. Eflin as a reliever. You can see his overall dropped. It's because I made him a reliever. It looks like relief is his new role. Like the bullpen, coming out of the bullpen, he did really well for the Phillies, which just have a really bad bullpen. So if they can get a guy like Eflin to help him out, I think that's the move moving forward. And 8 mil is a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. 8 mil is a lot. So it's 9 mil. Good Lord, that's so much money. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to pay it anyways. And then Robertson, I would like to bring back if it wasn't MLB The Show and he wasn't gonna fall into the ground and forget how to play baseball, but I can't do that. So it's looking like our 2 offers are going to be Knable and Eflin. And I'm gonna wait to see what we can do in the offseason because money is going to be a huge problem because I want to extend Nola for sure. Not 100% sure on Hoskins yet. So let's see what we can do. Let's see how much money I have to work with after I offer arbitration and contracts. And then let's see who I target in free agency. All right, so we got about half our budget to work with. And the thing is, I need to bring a lot of players in because I'm not offering contracts to a lot of these like D potential players. I at least like to get C potential guys in. A lot of them are pitchers. So we're going to be a little thin on the pitching front. So currently, these are the prospects that I signed. These are the 2 guys I have offers out on. I'm going to keep my eye on them to make sure we don't lose them. But if we do end up losing them, I'd like to go after somebody else. So pitching wise, I don't know. Let's see who's available. Tyler Anderson, how did he do this year? Not great, and he's decreasing. He was actually someone that I wanted to pick up because he normally does hit free agency. And I think as a 1-year guy, I think he'd be really good for the Phillies. A lefty arm, and it just kind of feels like an upgrade. Looking at this, if we can get Eflin back, I think he's going to be our setup guy. I would like to get a closer as well. And then, yeah, just look at our pitching. It's terrible. If you look at what we have in the farm system, yeah, we have him, but Bellotti, Falter, you know, like I feel like if we want to win, we got to find better pitching. It's going to cost money, and we're just really thin offensively though. Like I said, I feel like we're really solid, and I feel like this is a team that we really won't have to do too much with offensively. Maybe add a little bit of depth, maybe like 1 or 2 bats, someone that's a little bit better than Camargo, maybe someone that's a little bit better than Sosa. For the most part, I feel like we're pretty solid offensively. So it's pitching, and I don't really want to blow the bank because I still need to re-sign Aaron Nola. So all right, so like Aaron Judge, Rodon, kind of out of the picture, right? Like, and realistically, I don't really know what I could do to this team to really spice it up unless I start like trading players. And I mean, Rhys Hoskins, he's been good, and he actually is coming off a really good season. You can see his potential went up. Thing is, he's actually coming off an okay year. I think we could do better at first base. I think that's kind of like the one area where I feel like we could really upgrade. I think you look at Harper, Schwarber, Real Muto, those are some of the best in the league at their positions, right? And so shortstop, I'd like to give Bryson Stott a shot. I want to see how he progresses. Second base, we've got Segura for another season, and I feel like he should be like, ooh, he's actually regressing. He might be a guy I trade. I know he's been really consistent throughout his career, and he's been solid for the Phillies, but he might be a guy just because he's regressing that I look to trade. So that would open up second base. Could I trade him right now? Is there somebody that I could bring in at second base? Like, would the Phillies be in the market for like a shortstop and then move Stott to second base? Would that be something that happens? Like, I don't see them trading Gene Segura, but I guess they could. I guess they could if they really wanted to. So since I'm probably going to trade Segura, even though I don't think the Phillies would in real life. I feel like, let's make a trade. John Means in real life coming off of Tommy John. The Orioles might look to cash in on him while they can. And let's give him Gene Segura. John Means, I know I pick him up quite often. I've looked. I looked around different pitching options, and John Means just seems to be the best available option. Erod's an interesting one. He like completely disappeared from the Tigers this year. The Tigers, complete dumpster fire, by the way. What happened to them? But yeah, I was looking at different options that we could go and get, and maybe Marco Gonzalez, like if we wanted to go there, but I'm looking to upgrade the pitching. And I think a healthy John Means is an upgrade on what we currently have. And like maybe a Kyle Hendricks, but in real life, Kyle Hendricks was like pretty bad this year. So like I'm kind of looking, and I don't, maybe Freddie Peralta, but like I said, I've looked. Like a Zach Gallen is an interesting one. I don't know, maybe a Marquez. But I feel like John Means just it works, and I could do a 1-for-1 flip here. Let's do it. I'm okay with that, and that actually saves me a lot of money in free agency where I don't have to go after Syndergaard or Tyone. But which one do I want more? Which one's younger? Syndergaard. So I'm gonna say they want about the same amount of money. Jameson's a little bit less, but I only want to offer Syndergaard a 1-year deal, so I'm okay with this. You can kind of see my other offers that I have on the table. This guy's chilling in free agency. I'm picking him up. He looks unbelievable. So we just picked up John Means. Now I'm saving some money. I can go and get a shortstop and move Bryson Stott to second base. So the question now is, do I want Trey Turner or do I want Carlos Correa? I think I want Carlos Correa. I'll give him a player option. We're going to backload this. Yes, it does spend a little bit of money, but I'm locking up Carlos Correa. That's my superstar shortstop for the Phillies. All right, so let's take a look at some of the crazy free agent signings that have happened so far. Correa goes to the Phillies. Yeah, we got him. Let's see what other moves were kind of big. Any big moves at all? It doesn't really look like it so far. The big one that I did see was Aaron Judge going to the Dodgers. That's areas 9 years, $300 million. That's kind of the big one that I wanted to show you guys. You can kind of see you've got the White Sox going after Rodon again. You've got the Padres and the Red Sox as well. So I guess we could just kind of let this play out and see where Rodon goes. He goes to the Red Sox. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up going this offseason. What other moves do we have? I'm not gonna do anything in the Rule 5 draft. The Brewers get Kershaw on a 1-year deal for $33 million. Bassett goes to the Dodgers. Okay. And then, so who do we lose here? We lose Sam. That's okay. I probably wasn't going to use him anyways. I'm not going to pick up anybody in the Rule 5 draft. I'm not really interested in it. But let's kind of see what happens. Muncy to the Mariners. The new first baseman. And then, I guess, Ty France DH. Or Muncy DHs, or I guess maybe like a third base. You could try Muncy at third base if you really wanted to. But let's see what other moves happen here. Doesn't really look like anything's gonna happen. And you know what I forgot to do with this Phillies team? A move that we needed to do. Hold on. Goodbye, Joe Girardi, and we're gonna bring in. Let's see. Anybody else that looks good? Bring back Joe Girardi? No. We'll just go with. We'll go with him. He looks okay. Not the best, but he's got to go too. He has to go. Let's see. There's just no good coaches. What's going on here? I missed out on all the good coaches. They all left. I don't know. I'm gonna fire and hire some coaches though. All right, so here we go. Here is the team. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I feel like this is a good squad. We've got Nola extended for the future. Hoskins, he has to earn his contract this year. He's the one guy I'm not 100% sold on just yet. I feel like that's the one guy that's gonna have to earn his keep. Bullpen, we've got a couple arms that like I'm keeping my eye on, but I feel like we could potentially use a bullpen arm. I might actually make a trade for a bullpen arm now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, I definitely am. 100% making a bullpen move. Yeah, and then lineup, I think this looks absolutely juiced. Holy cow, this looks so nice. Oh yeah, that looks real good. I like the way this team looks. Yeah, we're getting a bullpen arm. All right, who maybe like a true closer. That way I don't have Eflin being the closer. And then that way he can be like our setup guy. I feel like he's the guy. But who is someone I thought about? David Bednar. Like that was the name that immediately came into my mind. And now I'm kind of like, well, let's switch it up. Let's go with somebody different. But I'm looking at the options that are available, and I don't really know who I'm interested in. Maybe Scott Barlow. Like, I could see him being moved from the Royals. That could be a guy that, you know, is on the move, someone that they just don't want to keep. And the Royals, I don't really see them competing too soon anyways. Maybe Barlow. Maybe Barlow's a possibility. Plus, I don't expect him to be too expensive. But the issue is he wasn't that great last year. Let's see. Saves, 11 blown saves. Like, that's not what I want to see. And maybe Chafin. I think he's opting out of his contract in real life. I think that's what I saw. But I don't really know who to target. Like, who's like Gallegos, maybe Taylor Rogers could be a possibility. Someone from the Reds. You know what? Let's go with, let's switch it up. Let's go Scott Barlow, and fingers crossed he isn't trash. It's a possibility that he is, though. That's a huge problem. I don't know who I'm going to need to trade. Maybe him? He's actually not too bad. All right, and then let's go with maybe him. Okay, we're getting close. And then I know a lot of these guys are just signed to fill out the roster. So let's give them, I guess Chris Sharp. And then that gets us Scott Barlow. I feel like that's not a bad trade at all. And then we'll send down Brogdon for the time being. And then now we're going to go like Knabe. We're going to go like this. And I might shift some things around depending on how things go. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with this. Might need a long reliever depending on how Bailey falter, if he does well or if he falters. But we'll see. We'll see. I like the team. I think this is a really good squad. What are we ranked? 8th. 5th in contracts, 5th in contact, 13th in power, 8th in pitching, 4th in speed, 15th in defense. Budget wise, like I said, we're pretty similar to where we were last year. But I feel like for the most part, we've got everybody that I want locked up for the future. So let's do it. Let's see how it goes. At the deadline, Jose Alvarado is absolutely trash. Caleb Ferguson is a lefty, just going to replace him like for like. And also, Corey Knable's kind of struggling a little bit, which is a little bit of a worry, but it's not terrible. Everybody else is doing quite well, so I'm pretty happy with that. Offensively, same thing. For the most part, people are doing fairly well. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. Schwarber's struggling a little bit, not going to lie. But Hoskins, still on the fence about him because he's not having a terrible season. Like, the average is great, the on-base percentage is great, the OPS is pretty solid. I think I just wanted a little bit more. I was kind of looking for like this kind of range. So if he can finish this, I'll be happy. But if not, then I'll probably be looking for a new first baseman. And I was kind of looking to kind of see what first baseman we could go out and get. And I don't know. I don't really think there is too many options I could go out and get. Like, I don't really want CJ Cron, who becomes a free agent, and I'm looking around. Like, Pete Alonso could go out and get him, but like trading within the division is kind of dumb. And other free agents, like, there really aren't any that like are coming up fairly soon. So like, it has to be a trade if I'm gonna go out and get one. So who though? You know, like, who is that guy that I need to go out and get that like is gonna be our first baseman moving forward? So unless like Alec Bohm becomes a first baseman, which, you know, I mean, maybe the Royals, we can go out and get one of their prospects, or I can just trade for somebody, which I mean makes the most sense. So who do I want? That's another thing. Josh Naylor would be a cool one just because of like he's got that dog in him, and I kind of want him on the team. And looking at it, I don't necessarily need another lefty though. So let's just see how the season plays out. Like, we're currently in first. Like, we shouldn't change it up too much. So we won the division 97-65, taking on the Brewers. So we didn't get the bye, which unfortunate, but let's see what the Dodgers did. 110 wins. Yeah, that's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. A team ERA under 3 is absolutely crazy, by the way. Like, insane to think about it. Like, that is pretty insane. The Braves were 3 games behind us. And if we take a look at league leaders, Brandon Marsh with the most triples. RBIs went to Castellanos. So that's good to see. Castellanos, maybe a little bit of a bounce back year. Bohm finished second in the batting average. Judge, I forgot he did go to the Dodgers. So let's go take a look at the Dodgers. What did they change up this year? So they brought in VR. They brought in Duffy. Then they went out and got Judge and Josh Bell. That really seems, oh, Tyler Naquin as well. Some prospects came up. What? How, like, yeah, they're good. Like, they got Bassett. Didn't really change much pitching wise. I mean, yeah, they're good. I guess they're just that good. Like, they're just crazy. The Mariners were also really good. That's kind of expected with how good their squad is. And who else? The Brewers were kind of nasty. So I'm like kind of interested in some of these teams because like some of these teams were good. Okay, like I'm looking at this lineup going, the Yankees were really that good? You know, like looking at their pitching, doesn't look that crazy either. We'll take a look at the Brewers. Where are the Brewers? Let's see here. Mountcastle, this guy looks like someone they drafted. Adames, oh, they got Salvi. Oh, but again, like it's a decent team. They did bring in Kershaw. That's going to be a big pickup for them. Their bullpen is always really good. And then I keep backing out. Who was another good team that we saw? It was, I don't remember now. Now I'm like kind of forgetting like the standings. The Brewers were good. The Dodgers were good. The Yankees were good. The Mariners. That's another team that I want to look at. The Mariners. And oh, they did bring in Muncy. That's right. And I mean, Winker's usually good. Kyle Lewis is usually good. Ty France, Julio Rodriguez. And then with their pitching with Robbie Ray, Castillo. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, they're a good team as well. So, yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. We'll take a look at awards. DeGrom is your MVP. Castellanos finished second. And then Acuna third. Devers on the other side. He's going to be an interesting one to watch. Are they going to extend him? Are they going to let him walk in free agency? Kind of the same thing with Bogarts. What's going to happen with him as well? Are the Red Sox kind of heading towards more of a retool rebuild? Or are they going to lock up some of their stars and try to build around them? That's going to be an interesting one, especially with Chris Sale constantly injured, can't stay healthy, that big contract attached to him. I'm interested to see what happens with the Red Sox and some of their key players. So, okay, some interesting names popping up for awards, but okay. So it looks like Bailey Falter may have let us down a little bit. Let's see here. Let's get him into the majors. Then we'll send down Brogdon, even though he was good. He was good, but let's see here. Bailey Falter, I'm not upset with it. Is it great? No, but I'm not upset with it. Caleb Ferguson was fantastic. Sir Anthony Dominguez, good. Okay. Michael Fulmer was good. Fantastic from Zach Eflin. Love to see those numbers. And then Scott Barlow, only 3 blown saves. So I'm pretty happy with that. Only 3 blown saves. I will definitely take that. Nola was solid. We've got Wheeler, Means. I mean, look at that rotation. Look at that rotation. Yes, Ranger Suarez struggled a little bit, but I'm kind of interested to see where we rank as a team pitching wise. Runs, we were 9th best, 7th for hits. Blown saves, we were 2nd. And what about ERA? As a team, we were the 8th best, which when was, oh, nope, I lied, 10th best. When was the last time the Phillies could go out there and say, we got one of the best pitching staffs in baseball? Not recently. Can't be. I just don't believe it. 2nd best batting average. In terms of runs, we were 3rd best. Hits, we were 1st. And so runs batted in, we were 3rd. Love to see it. We were a really good offensive team. And then hitting wise, let's take a look at our bench. Derek Hall, I'll take that. This dude hits nukes. That dude just swings like war hacks. Garrett Stubbs was okay, not great. Veerling was pretty solid off the bench. Okay, so who got sent down? Who am I missing? Oh, Witt. Witt was pretty bad, huh? Oh yeah, Witt was bad. He was very bad. Brandon Marsh, how did he do with the squad? It looks pretty comparable to what he did last year. A little bit less power maybe. So what dipped? The double numbers? But the triple numbers went up. So, oh, he struck out a lot more. Okay, there's that. Carlos Correa, on base percentage is good, but like the slugging is way low. So that's unfortunate to see. Bryce Harper, solid numbers. Love to see it. Schwarber, Castellanos was close to winning MVP. So with those kind of numbers, almost 50 home runs. Love to see it. Hoskins, probably a guy I'm letting walk in the offseason. I'm just looking for a better first baseman. Probably someone who's younger as well. Real Muto, not terrible, not great. You know, he's one that just doesn't do well in franchise in the game. Wow. Boom. 410 on base percentage, a 922 OPS. Okay. And then Bryson Stott, not bad. I'll take it for sure. So I think we're good for the postseason. Pitching wise, maybe a 4-man rotation with Suarez as the another long reliever to turn to. That might be the smartest move. I think that's the move for sure. And we're taking on the Brewers, and they had a pretty good lineup. I don't really remember the last time I rocked a 4-man rotation, to be honest. So let's see how it goes. Are we even gonna? Oh, so we will get to the 4th man. I mean, the crazy thing is Clayton Kershaw's their 4th best starter. That's how good their rotation is. And we advance. Woo, so we should have Nola for game 1 against the Cardinals, who did sign Jameson Taillon. That's an interesting one. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of interested in this lineup now. Plus, we already saw the Brewers lineup, so we kind of had an idea of what we were working with. But let's see, did they make any changes? Gary Sanchez to replace Yadi. So going from one of the better catchers defensively to one of the worst catchers defensively. That's a change indeed. But looking at the bench, it looks a little weak. Tyone Gray, so some new additions to the pitching staff for sure. Bullpen looks kind of similar, so here we go. I feel like we shouldn't lose. Like, that's just me though. And we advance. We're gonna be taking on the Red Sox or the Twins, and it's gonna be the Twins. Okay, all right, let's take a look. What do the Twins have? Also, let's take a look at the Red Sox. What do they have to get to the point of the World Series? That's a pretty good team. That's a pretty good team indeed. But or get close to the World Series, because the Twins ended up being the World Series competitors for us. Austin Hayes is a new addition, but I mean, it kind of looks like a standard squad for the Twins. Edwin Rios is new. Joe Ryan, Paddock, Dobnik, Ober, Brad Hand. They picked up him, but I feel like this is what we want. So pitching rotation, Wheeler. I guess we kind of have to go with this. I mean, maybe something like this. I feel like that's the move. I mean, we've got the Twins. We got to do it. All right, it comes down to this. The Twins. I feel like this is an easy matchup for us. Out of the other ones that we could have faced, I feel like this is the right matchup for us. One game. Ooh, we lose that one. That's tough. We do win this one, and we're one game away from the World Series title. That little trophy, that beautiful piece of metal. Yeah, that's right. I want it. I want that trophy. Zach Wheeler, take the mound, take the wheel, lead us to victory. 2 walks to start the game. That's just what you want. Bryce Harper does it. That's the MVP right there. That's what you want. Bases loaded, and we bring in another. Ground out there, but you know what? Three runs to start it off. That is what you want. And you know, back home in Philly, the crowd is getting wild. The fans in the bars, wherever they're watching the game, you know the city is about to be bumping with the way we're playing. 5-0. Love to see it. Okay, we couldn't get a run there. That's disappointing. And they bring one back, but I still feel good. I feel like, all right, feeling a little less good now. Like I feel like that's a little. Can we stop? No. I think that might be it for him. I think we gotta take him out. We gotta go somewhere else. Runners on the corners. He strikes out. Can't get the sac fly in, but it doesn't matter. Bryson Stott is there, and we're gonna go to the bullpen. Let's go to. You know what? This is what we're doing. This is what we mean business. Aaron Nola, not the fullest of energy, but I have a feeling he can get us a couple innings or two. We're bringing out the big guns. There we go. An insurance run. Rhys Hoskins. There we go. And look at the pitching doing their job. That's what we need. If we can get another run, I'll feel a lot more comfortable, because Nick Gordon, 2 home runs? What? That's not no. Zach Eflin, come in and do your job. Set it up for our closer, and he does a nice 1-2-3 inning, and here we are. Nothing happens. All right, it comes down to this. It literally comes down to Scott Barlow. This is it. A single. All right. Not what you want. Double play. Oh, chef's kiss and the fly out. Phillies, there's your World Series. Bryson Stott, World Series MVP and the playoff MVP, hitting .524, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. And if we take a look at the team as a whole, I mean, Zach Wheeler struggled a little bit, but for the most part, look at this pitching. Okay, not Ranger Suarez, but for the most part, we turned it around from one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball to one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. And then on top of that, the offense kind of faltered when we needed them to be good, but they got the job done. We won the World Series, and an unlikely hero, Bryson Stott, MVP, give the guy his trophy. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's the rebuild. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up down below. If you're new here, consider hitting subscribe. And of course, get in the comment section. Do you think the Phillies have a chance to continue their run? Like, can they go back to the World Series next year? Or are they kind of in a tough situation? Let me know what you thought or what you think about it. The Astros, I mean, are they a dynasty? I feel like you kind of have to say it, right? I think so, but that's about it. I recommend this video. Go check it out. I think you guys will love it. That's about it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.